summer, so even if there's food, it's just like, okay, I'll eat very little. Like, whatever's food is just right there. So, part 2, oh god, part 2, what the hell's going on in part 2? I mean, if it looks like it's going to be a part 2, might. No. Well. I guess it could be another 3-parter. Anyway, moving on. I mean, at this rate, at the rate I'm going with this, I might as well just say, I've been reminded. Oh, hey, there's still Danganronpa out there. It might be the cream of Sung Young Guy. I don't know. September 10th, 4:45 p.m. Later that day, we all had a sandwich. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Codipian embassy staff members' murder? Indeed. Since both the suspect and the prostitute are now dead, I'm pretty sure it'd be tasting like, ooh. It has been rolled over a bit. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Ha. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cordopian embassy staff member and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circle it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you will come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that there is already a suspect in the soup. In the soup. Yeah, I already suspect there's a murder in the soup. I mean, the murder. I already know there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Amias and I, we are competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win. And a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I am returning home now. Edgeworth! Francisco! See to it I am not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. May. Thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Just as you wished. I could not let you get off so easily. I will get you off. Now then, let us see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Oh God, and she's my partner. When you have perfection involved, you must always think perfection must be attained. Hey, you. Miss you? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca Sheena Mare von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to. I guess that still means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you... What exactly is so funny? Sorry. I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel so much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad. But why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? I have no idea what you two are talking about! I have heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa, but how does that case relate to you, monsieur? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again! I'm fine. Really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It's practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during recess? We do. And that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more.
Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or number 2. I see. What about mackerel? I like some mackerel soup. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct? Yeah. Once it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Yes, Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you know that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That is why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us non-calamas. I don't believe it, you're serious? Why don't you say that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. How about I put something else in your mouth instead? The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Oh, what about Yatagarasu? Miss you. I miss you too. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, I don't really know much about that character myself. He looks like Gatchaman, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies. The Yatagarasu is some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Vakarma?
May! Francisca! Be careful about who you whip! Choose carefully, McCart!
Yeah, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little Missy. Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of his thief, even when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the likes of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief.
Yes, hi bro, how's it going? Snap!
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Detective Gumshoe.
Hi, it's you, pal! You're here!
Oh! As am I. I don't think you need to whip him to let him know that.
I didn't know, pal! I swear I'm my honor as a detective, I really didn't!
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
I have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is.
That's right! Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation. Get the real killer for me, will you?
I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal.
Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as detective. I reported in at my usual post instead of criminal affairs. By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere schoolchild. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier, at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad Pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. I was trying to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? He looks like he was a totalist, a manpower to assign you to guard duty. Oh! Your words sting worse than your web, pal! So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard? What was the next step? I'll foot up your ass, pal! Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah! Wait! You can't do that! Yeah, nothing. There's nothing of any particular value, sir. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal! Just saw it to us already. Go! Annual bonus check with it. $5 total. Damn! $5 total. Except there's no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pals. My first bonus as brand new detective. I just got it in cash today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope's really special to me. Now give it back! You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Damn, $5 spent on ramen. I ain't mad, but still. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I asked that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. It's a bookshop. What's this? Judges' Trial Exchange Log? Appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just a page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. It would appear that fried oysters are a favorite. I have no use for such foolish words. from that foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this this country's judiciary. Well, sir, I need to ask you about this. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep. Not even a single ant passed through that hole while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Fuck you! No! How could you not have noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. A Swiss roll. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that screwface, right? I suppose we should investigate. We should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next, then. Oh god, they had kids. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Oh boy. September 10th. District Court hallway. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. It's nothing. Just doing my duty as defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, detective. Now, if you excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor, Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I am Manfred von Karma's daughter, Francisca von Karma. I am set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. No Prosecutor recommended... Are you alright, Your Honor? Please, feel free to please feel free to Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently, somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh. Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Miss Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright, after this, it's my duty. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. Defender of the law, he says. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. The first and one and only thing that must be examined is the vending machine. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. And if you look at the prices, you got $7 to $9 for each. Oh, hell no. $7 to $9 for something like that. Good Lord. I've only been to court once in my life. And yeah, there's a reason why I don't touch that shit. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Do not be a jerk in Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. Reminds me of the mall. The lineup is simply awful. Period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Credit card accepted. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of this. The end of what? I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during recess? You can't eat during trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Fine then. Be that way, bitch. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing untoward, Your Honor. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
And beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Too late! You've seen him many times! Time of murder. Yes, yeah. And now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. Wait, what? If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's room. When I was going into the restroom, that detective comes. Who was it? Well, he was standing in front of them, and he seems buying something from it. However, and I couldn't believe when I was about to exit the restroom that there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry, please let me regain my caution. It was really suspicious. That's what my fine own judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murder's occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Miss Edgeworth, may I return to my proper duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Miss Edgeworth, anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber.
Logic.
Well, someone dropped a condom. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Man, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know the fact that there is a litter running loose inside this courthouse. It is simply unforgivable. Gah! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Gah! Gah! What is the matter? I pricked myself on one of these cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were to hit on the... Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, the cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Because it's logic. Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. Hello. Handprint. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse for shame! Calm down, May. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the print of the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slub. You there, lab technician! Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir! Yes, sir! I got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh? Interesting. Good work, officer. Really? And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. And these crumbs. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that's detective. He claims not a single ant slipped by him, and yet here is a whole hill of them.
Gah! What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. And the look and sweet smell of it. Pieces of chocolate cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Swiss roll crumbs.
Magic.
Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times?
Duh! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground!
Your courthouse must be kept clean!
Gah!
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about you doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
You're getting your way into investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still held investigative authority. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Third. Guy was just accused. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective instinct told me. A lot of goody did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
What'd you say to me, bitch? What did you say to me, bitch? What did you say to me, bitch?
May, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor, cult precinct. I told him to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard. Detective Bad. Yep. Wait for him on the fourth floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rell off to the lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt him. What choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And at around what time did all of that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in the main lobby, in this floor's main lobby, swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi was Gumshoe. It would seem that I'm still missing some key piece of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yep. I heard it when I was in detective lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? Grabbed the big lug. I was walking around in the hole and racing in lobby number 2. That was when we discovered the bodies, in that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yep. I guess it does. Little ways. I am about to become prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. Yeah, sure, right. Huh. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. The big bad man don't take kindly to your bullshit, girl. He just letting you know. You don't do that shit. You wouldn't dare! Just joking. Finally, there is a man that can put that bitch in her place. Yes! Like, bitch, what'd you say? Nothing. You're damn right. You didn't say a damn thing. Detective Bad really is something if he can make Francesca behave. Are we about done? There's something else I need to ask him about. Yes! Tyrell Bad, the new hero on the block. All you have to do is just like one grab. That's all you need to do. You just need to just go for that one grab. Okay, bitch. Say that shit again. Say that shit again. I dare you. I double dog dare you to say that shit again. All you have to do is just grab her by the wrist, pop one bone. She won't ever whoop again. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the research. The trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I get the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him. Maybe later. Just I thought, damn. Bang. Sound a gunshot hit my eardrum. I heard a gunshot right before the trial was about to start. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing, okay? I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll do as we please. Come on, mice. You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the Forensic Sciences Corporation? Do as you like. Well, this only means one thing. We can put the pieces together. That there was a pink piece of trash. And that windowsill with the cactus. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of pop. I believe this is a piece of a pop balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes? And on top of that, we can also assume that the following... yeah, right, a balloon because of it. So we can also put together the Swiss roll crumbs along with the vending machine. Put those two together. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. For $6. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with this. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside. I mean, you go to... It's like this. I go to 7-Eleven sometimes. To get a sandwich is $5. To get a salad would be $5. You go to 7-Eleven, you get a hot dog for at least $2. If you were to go to, say, Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium would have Dodger dogs for at least $7, if not $9, depending. And the cheapest place I've ever went to for a hot dog would happen to be Costco for $1.50. I wouldn't put it past them if they're charging $35 for parking. I wouldn't go past them. So shit. That's why people smart enough would do the following. Take a taxi, get out. You walk up the ramp or up the stairs. The only thing you have to do is just say, okay, here's my ID, here's this, here's that. Go for the normal stick that we always do. Okay, there you go. But that's just crazy, though. Suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from the machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what had happened here now. Naturally, after I am here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Okay. Thanks for coming. Take care. I'll see you Thursday. How could he not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny, and each one looks delicious. Ugh, it's good. Actually, we deduce this. There's clearly a contradiction here. Do you think so? I think there is one. I think there should be one. Do not anger me with a foolish game of semantics maze. I better look at more carefully through my evidence once again. Try it again here. Oh, that's one there. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't even have a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should have not been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scrothy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Well, I think I know how to explain that. Okay. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened. But I do too! Alright, man. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why would I do that? We are still in the middle of competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first. So you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. A few minutes later, Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
You doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you're a judge. He's nothing but a common witness before Von Kramer.
Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I said! Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by the judge
and you bit your tongue again, did you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can never place me under oath if you want.
Very well then, your testimony if you please.
Versus the judge.
What he saw at recess.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side, in other words, I could see into the hallway. And as I entered, I saw that detective buying something in front of vending machine. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh, I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I get caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. So what you're saying here?
Iggy!
Ho ho!
What was that finger wag for, Miss Edgewolf? And don't you know it's rude to shout Iggy Audie while someone is giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout Iggy Audie pass me by. Nice Edgewolf. It's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dare to the hallway bench like that? Who's the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench soldier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, that's good. But who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder and go and dare to the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. Well, it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that the action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up in the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francesca herself was unable to see out of that window.
I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically,
what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
And
it seems that you made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
what?
You finally see, Your Honor. Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Hold it. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it was that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try singing once. Yeah, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remember something else just now. Miss Edgewolf, Please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective wasn't sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise pop until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we started the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Rebut all!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handed the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile's for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist. Let's see. I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Ikiari!
Your Honor, there's a very large flaw in your statement just now.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Where is your message worth?
Never mind, Your Honor.
Making such accusatory statements. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm truly sorry, Your Honor! Ugh, I had to find a flaw in this testimony before the truth escapes me completely. Oh, wrong piece.
Ikiari! I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Because I've been overruled!
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisco. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Miss Edgewolf, my ears are not that far gone yet. However, you know I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of the gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What'd you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. The loud sound of a gunshot.
Sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to that point of contention. And that piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
But what is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony!
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. And am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, my engineer. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even ends? Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Oh no. That giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do.
Oh yeah. I can tell. It is a difficult thing to do. You have to go straight from muscle memory. And sometimes you cannot go from muscle memory. You just gotta basically go by what you remember. And just go from there. I pray it's enough just to say, yes, this is what I saw, this is what I remember. Of course, when I went to court, It was about something else in its entirety. And it was an abuse case. It had something to do with the old man.
What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether he did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing that I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must adjust my mic. I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Minutes later.
Well, why is it now? It's time of my trial already. I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I will be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgment, Detective Gumshoe, I am afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize yourself. We have yet to provide he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony, my VIP object loud and clear. If you're found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood.
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. While I was on duty, I came down here to this courthouse and Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard that gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. And it's time I pull the information I need out of him. Rebut all! You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway.
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well, then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put simply. Oh, I know! It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to.
Gumshoe is looking real sus. We can all see that.
Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy! If you're going to lie, at least tell a more believable one.
Go! But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close.
Ignotti!
Objection!
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. Courthouse special Swiss rules, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig! Wow, that was perfect on that time.
I promise to clean it up later, I swear!
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, goddamn, because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Huh? Of course not! Got nothing else, alright, pal?
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it's true, pal! I swear there's nothing else!
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Remind me again, pal.
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, You didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase the pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
I told you I bought it by myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there was no one who could help me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that?
Wait, you do? Of course I do.
What? No!
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway?
Take that!
Hey! You showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal!
I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rules.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it! You thief! Well, I would never do such a thing! All you liars are all the same. Start all as thieves, you're under arrest, pal!
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This part of the Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh! There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal! You got it all wrong. I ate both of them.
It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey! Don't you dare do anything bad to that girl!
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's K.
K what?
K Faraday.
Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you. I'm K.
K. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you should have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
I guess that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you're giving him.
Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Okay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Run!
And now then, K. She's like a stray cat. I have 5 of them. Probably more. I wonder if she'll feed her something. Here.
Take that!
Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
That's Swiss roll. Gimme.
It really belongs to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh my. Your father, he's...
Ah, don't you dare say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna...
It's alright. Let it all out. Our father just passed away after me. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. The DL6 incident. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep into the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Myers Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
You're right. Sorry. Okay. Here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes?
My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
I feel better now, thanks.
Well, that explains a lot now, doesn't it? That cravat. And what happened? Snot. Snot happened. Okay. Are you going to be alright?
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promise, Daddy, I never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, kid? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all my promises.
You are a very brave girl, Kate. You are a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you.
Thank you very much, lady. It is nothing.
I am only telling the truth, after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca's sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Okay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh.
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook. May I take a look inside?
Sure, okay.
Appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard to become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is it? With the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too.
Yes, and thanks to you. Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony. You almost painted that detective as a violent criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge is being treated like a vile criminal than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it you ran into Detective Gumshoe.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while. That's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during recess. Isn't that right?
You got me!
I told you to stop picking at Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with a good detective in private later. Were you the only one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all those pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks so much for doing it, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why.
Hey, you bully Kay anymore! I'm gonna arrest you, pal!
Need I remind you that you are the one already under arrest?
Yeah!
I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
I'm sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
It's one of those promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page.
Kay's promises to Daddy. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Alright, then I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay. Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
And now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little K in that hole.
Oh. I told you stop being mean to Gummy! Hold it. Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon.
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's... Whoa.
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
That's why.
So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you don't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
That?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and with the interactions with Kay, it's obvious that the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proved that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay. Promise notebook.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday's and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything?
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly fool of a foolish reason for a fool.
Yeah!
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy.
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
I guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods.
I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had on you was $5. And that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of sweet rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy. I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had $1 in coins.
So we pulled my 5 and her 1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'd be okay. He gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy.
Oh no, that's Cruffy. Could be so considerate. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then.
The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Okay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped.
It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around here.
I'm sorry. Well, I guess I cannot blame you for throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you could not see it. So just this once, I forgive you. That balloon, I was surprised it got me a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, got me dropped his half of the switch fall.
Wow, you really got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other role. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
And so you kicked me. Is that it?
You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. What about the Swiss roll? Would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it back. You give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course. I promise. Now and then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, monsieur.
I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a picture for whipping people.
What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child in.
What? Miss Curse to you! That girl is mystified as...
I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing or getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but...
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
I have no counter-argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
But the investigation's far from over!
Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Myers, I cannot believe you are getting this woman lecture. Myers, I cannot believe you are letting this woman lecture you like this.
And yet you're calling the pot kettle black.
This is unforgivable as a disciple of karma. Damn tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we are back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect.
It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1.
And that only means one thing. I am actually going to stop the stream right here for tonight. And next time, which will be Sunday, we will go into the conclusion of case number 4. Because there's not much of this left. Really, there's not much of this left. So with that said, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. And as always, I'm dropping the save right here. And save has been dropped. And next time, the conclusion to case number 4 of Turnabout Reminisce. Yeah, Turnabout Reminisce. So, I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by, and good night.